Hello, Year 3, and thank you again for joining our maths lessons this week. We're going to start, as usual, by sharing our screen so we can work through it together. Now, today, we're going to move on from dividing 2 digits by 1 digit, as we've been doing for most of this week, to solving scaling problems. We're going to talk about what scaling problems are. But for now, I want you to think about these starter questions. The first one says, how many apples altogether? So there's certain bags of apples. See how many you can count altogether. How many groups are there? Complete these calculations. 3 times 10, 3 times 20, 30 divided by 3, 60 divided by 3. The multiplication one should help you with that division one. And double each of those numbers. As always, pause the video there, have a go at solving those questions, and we'll come back and work through them in just a moment. So how many apples are there altogether? Now I can see there's 5 in each bag, so I'm going to put, let me change that so you can see it. 5 there, 5 there, 5 there, 5 there, oh, not 4, 5 there, and another 5 there. So I have 6 groups of 5, or 6 times 5, and I know 6 times 5 is equal to 30. Next one, 3 times 10 is 30. And the inverse of that is 30 divided by 3. And you can work that out using this multiplication fact. If we go backwards, 30 divided by 3 is going to be equal to 10. 3 times 20 is equal to 60. 60 divided by 3 is going to be equal to 20. So we can use the first multiplication calculation to help us with that division calculation. And lastly, double each of the numbers below. Double 15 is 30. Double 25 is 50. Double 35 is 70. And double 45 is 90. Well done if you manage to get those. Now, scaling problems are problems where we compare different amounts that individuals or groups might have. Now, I think it'll become easier when we look at an example and you'll be able to see what I mean. So the children are making snowballs. We can see this boy has 1, 2, 3 snowballs, and Eva over here says, I have twice as many snowballs as you. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you agree with Eva? Does Eva have twice as many snowballs as this boy? Maybe you could explain your answer now out loud to the screen. Maybe you could write it down quickly. Let's have a look together. So we know Amir has 3 snowballs and Eva has 6. So is that twice as many? Well, we can work that out using maths. I know that Eva has 2 groups of 3. She's got 1 group of 3, 2 groups of 3. Amir only has 1 group of 3, so she's got twice as many groups of 3. 2 times 3 equals 6. 6 is twice as many as 3. So she does have twice as many snowballs as Amir. Amir now has 5 snowballs. We can see them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's Amir's 5 snowballs. If Eva makes twice as many snowballs, how many will she have? Now I know that there's 1 group of 5 snowballs that Eva's got. She needs to have twice as many, so she needs 2 groups of 5. So there's another group of 5 snowballs. She now has 2 groups of 5, or twice as many snowballs as Amir. So how many does she have in total? Eva now has 2 groups of 5, or 2 times 5, which is equal to 10. Eva has 10 snowballs. Now let's make it even more complicated. Eva now has 10 snowballs. We can see them there. Her friend Whitney says, I have made 3 times as many snowballs as you. So 3 times 10, or 3 groups of 10. At the moment, they're all jumbled up, but let's make them a bit clearer. So Eva has 10 snowballs. Whitney has 3 times as many. How many do you think she has? Well, I know 1 group of 10 would give us 10. Twice as many would be 2 groups of 10. which is 20. 3 times as many is 3 groups of 10, which would give us what? 3 times 10 is equal to 30. As a bit of an extra challenge here now, who can tell me the difference in the number of snowballs between the two friends here? What's the difference between them? And I remember to work out the difference between two numbers, I subtract them. So 30 subtract 10 is equal to 20. The difference between 30 and 10 is 20. Or you could say Whitney has 20 extra snowballs compared to Eva. And we've just done that well, we've just done this one. Let's look at this question then. How many do they have altogether? So we've worked out a difference, but how many do they have altogether? We need to count all of those snowballs. So 10, 20, 30, 40. Well, we could show it as 10 plus 30 is equal to 40 because Eva has 10 and Whitney has 30. So I've added them together to get 40. Now, I want to move on to your challenge for today. For your challenge, we're going to do it similar to how we did 2 days ago, where I'm going to give you a question, you can pause the video, you can work through it, and then we'll go through the answer. So this is our first one. Aisha has some fruit. And you can see some apples and some strawberries. Complete the sentences to describe the fruits. There are blank apples, there are blank strawberries, there are as blank times as many strawberries as apples. Pause the video here, see if you can work out the answers to those, and we'll go through it in just a moment. So let's look at that one together. There are 3 apples, 1, 2, 3. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strawberries. There are blank times as many strawberries as apples. Well, to help me, I might circle the groups of 3. So Aisha has 3 apples. Now there's 3 strawberries, so that's one group of 3, that's the same. If I circle another group of 3, that's twice as many. If I circle another group of 3, that's 3 times as many strawberries. So we know that there are 3 times as many strawberries compared to apples. Now I've got a similar one, but this time with ribbon. One is comparing 2 pieces of ribbon. We can see them here. Spotty one with a length of 4 centimeters and a plain ribbon with the length of 16 centimeters. Again, pause the video, have a go at filling out those sentences to describe that ribbon. Now let's go through it together then. The spotty ribbon measures 4 centimeters. The plain ribbon measures 16 centimeters. The plain ribbon is blank times as long as the spotty. Now I'm going to count in 4s till I get to 16 and see how many that would be. So I've got 4, 8, 12, 16. Well, there we go. I've counted in 4s to get to 16. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 4s make 16, which means the plain ribbon is 4 times as long as the spotty ribbon. So this time I use my multiplication facts to help me work that one out. Now, last one. This one, you need to match the bar models to the statements and write the missing statement for the one that might be missing. So let's work through this one together, perhaps. It says there are 4 times as many boys as girls. So let's just focus on that statement. There are 4 times as many boys as girls. Which one shows that there are 4 times as many boys and girls? So over here, I can see 1 block for girls and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks for boys. So it can't be that one because that would mean there's 5 times as many boys compared to girls. This one, I can see 1 block for girls and 1, 2, 3 blocks for boys. It can't be that one because that would mean there's 3 times as many boys as girls. And the last one, there's 1 block for girls and 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks for boys. That one must be right because if there's 4 blocks compared to 1 block, that's 4 times as many blocks. So there's 4 times as many boys compared to girls. The next one, there are 3 times as many boys as girls. Well, this one has 1 block for girls and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks for boys. Can't be that one because that means there's 5 times as many. Can't be the bottom one, we've already used that. And this one in the middle has 1 block for girls and 1, 2, 3 for boys. So it must be that one. There are 3 times as many boys as girls. The last one, We haven't got a statement for it yet, so we need to come up with our own statement. Can you have a think about that? Maybe you could jot a statement down for that last question. How many boys are there compared to girls? Think about the number of blocks. There's 1 here, there's 5 here. Pause the video there, write down a statement, and then we'll go through it in a moment. For that one, I would say, and make it a bit smaller so I can fit it in, that there are 5 times as many boys as girls, because there are 5 blocks compared to the 1 block for the girls. So well done if you had a similar sentence to that one. Just before we finish, a quick division question for you. 88 divided by 4. What would the answer be for that? Maybe pause the video, have a go at solving that one just now. Let's look at it together. Now, I would partition this into 80. And I would do 80 divided by 4 is equal to, well, I know 8 divided by 4 is 2. So 80 divided by 4 must be 20. And then I can do 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. I partitioned 88 into 80 and 8 to help me break it down. I now just need to add those numbers together. 20 plus 2 is equal to 22. And there is the answer for that one. Well done if you managed to get that. Thank you again for joining today, Year 3. I hope you had a go at some of those scaling problems and realised they're not as complicated as they sound. I hope to see you next time. Bye.